Well, we know that part, that's why you have to.
There's some, we'll just pass these around and I'll tell you what they are in a minute. So welcome to the 67th anniversary of EMS in Hamilton, Virginia. Why? Sorry, I'm an educator, that's why I always ask why. Anybody know why?
Yes,
Why?
sorry, I've had too much drink, but Hamilton and Leesburg were used to be one company.
They were. The Loudoun County Volunteer Rescue Squad was formed in 1952. And we are the direct legacy from that. So it was the very first rescue squad in the county. It was formed when Arthur Godfrey, which some of you are old enough to perhaps remember that name, there's an airfield named after him in Leesburg, donated an ambulance to Loudoun Memorial Hospital. It's an old white building in downtown Leesburg. And what they did was they said, we're a hospital, we're not really good at this. Is there anybody else out here that the funeral homes used to pick people up? And until 1969 in Virginia, that was legal. And if you pick somebody up on a wreck and they might not have a pulse, it was more advantageous for them to make the turn towards the funeral home than it was towards the hospital. Did you know that? It's true. So 12 individuals in Loudoun Valley got together and said, we'll try it. What was the requirements to be on an ambulance in 1952?
Have a pulse.
Pretty close. And if you could put one of those really long white coats on and a funny looking chauffeur cap and drive real fast, you were in. Okay? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what the difference is today? So they started in a shed in downtown Hamilton. Then they moved to a garage. And then this lady by the name of Mildred Payne said, I'll give you guys some land, but you got to build the building because I'm not building it. Linda, where's that land?
Next door to my house.
And who lived in your house before you did? Thank you very much. I'll be here all night. Okay? In fact, one of our awards in this company is the Mildred Payne Award for Outstanding Service. So we started with 12 people who would go there on weekends and build a station out of cinder block. The original station had 3 bays. Anybody know why it had 3 bays? Only had one ambulance. Why would you have 3 bays? Doesn't make any sense. For the horses? Somebody get the glucometer for him. So they figured out pretty rapidly that with one ambulance in the county with 520 square miles, it was going to be difficult. So they got another ambulance, and they got a civil defense truck, which was the original squad. Okay? And that was the beginnings of the very first EMS agency in Loudoun County. And how did that progress? Why are we Hamilton Rescue today? Does anybody know what happened in 1969? Anybody here from Percival Rescue? I thought there was.
Oh, yeah.
What happened in 1969? Who's from Percival? Raise your hand.
Who's your hand?
What happened in 1969?
I was 4, so I wasn't.
My father got divorced. People in Percival said, it's too far to come from Hamilton. We need our own ambulance. Okay? And in 1979, because Leesburg was now a much bigger town, and there were 2 stations for the Loudoun County Volunteer Rescue Squad, they bought a brand new squad truck, and the squad had been in Hamilton since 1952. They brought the brand new squad truck in, and they tried to pull it into the new station, and wouldn't fit. Very convenient. So what happened? They had a station down in Leesburg where it would fit. So what did they do? Well, the people in Hamilton were unhappy. So what did they do? They said, we're going to separate. No, you can't do that. That's our ancestral home. Sorry. So why are we 17? Why are we not 13? Anybody know? Next number in line. There weren't even numbers for the rescue squads when I joined. Does anybody remember that? Sonny? How was an ambulance dispatched back in the 1970s? Remember how it was dispatched? Loudoun Rescue Leesburg or Loudoun Rescue Hamilton respond. Or they would say ambulance from Loudoun Rescue Leesburg and the squad from Hamilton. The squad. Right? So the reason we're 17 today was they built this addition and the new squad wouldn't fit. We fixed that though. So the department started when? When did Hamilton Rescue? Was the first day of operations? Anyone know?
August of '79.
August the 1st, 1979. What else happened on August the 1st, 1979?
We became the very best rescue.
No, besides that. Very first day that we had medics in Loudoun County. So Hamilton's 40 years old. Medics are 40 years old. Some of us are older than 40. That's okay. Okay? So how did Hamilton progress from there? What did we have? We had a $40,000 note to pay off to Loudoun Rescue. Am I correct, Sonny?
Correct.
Why did we have a $40,000 note for Loudoun Rescue? We got 2 ambulances, a 1969 and a 1973 carryall. They were orange and white. Okay? One of the first things the rescue squad did was have a vote to change the color. Why? Because we didn't want to look like them. Okay? Every station has maintained its own identity throughout time. When you look down the road, you didn't worry about what number was coming, what color was coming told you who was coming to help you. That's why all the stations had different colors. Nice thing to maintain. Good thing to maintain. But anyway, so we got 2 ambulances and a boat. Oh my gosh, a boat. The motor didn't work. Oh no, yeah. Okay? So how many people in this room were members of the rescue squad in 1979? Look at the corner over there. No, I was not here. I was in fire rescue, but I wasn't here. There they are. There's 2 of our original members right in there. So, 2 ancient ambulances, 13 kept all the good stuff. True story. 2 oxygen regulators. Didn't even have oxygen on the squad truck. They would call me at work at the Times Mirror and say, we broke a regulator. And I would dive into my little bag of tricks and come home and screw together the most funky regulators you've ever seen. I had one that actually had little pipes that came off, looked like something Dr. Seuss made. Remember that, Linda? Sir?
One other item you might mention, Randy, is the money that we got from the county the first year we opened up was $12,000.
Correct. What did we do to raise money, Sonny? What did we do? Does anybody know?
We went door to door, we funds drive, anything we could.
Pancakes, anybody?
Yep.
Rummage sale? Sitting on a porch in anywhere from 30 degrees to 90 degrees in Waterford, Virginia, with the best bake sale you ever had.
Yep.
That lady over in the corner right there has made more pumpkin bread in my lifetime. We could make a statue out of all of us and we'd still have some left over. That's what we did. We didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Okay? So that's how Hamilton got its start in 1979. I came here in 1980, so I'm a relative newcomer. I still have a green card. The chief at the time wanted to know if I had permission to come across the Goose Creek to come out here and run call. A guy by the name of Pete Graham, who did pick the color as well. It was tight. We almost were blue and white. The vote was like 8-7. Think about that. We could be just like Fair Oaks. No, just kidding. All right, so how do we go from there? What's our history? We went out and said, we got to have a squad truck. Why did we say we have to have a squad truck? Because waiting for Leesburg didn't work. Do we have a squad truck today? Yes. We went to Rouse. Does anybody want to know where Rouse is? Sir, where's Rouse? Okay, and where do they operate at Rouse? Do we need a ladder truck in Hamilton? No, we didn't want that. What did we buy? Pictures coming around, you'll see it in the background. We bought their salvage wagon. We painted it green. We begged, borrowed, and stole a Hirsch tool, and we put that in service of the squad truck. It worked out perfectly. And that was Pete's argument. We got a green squad truck, and we may as well paint everything green. Why spend more money? We were cheap. No, seriously, we were cheap, buddy.
No, Dave Fawcett's favorite color is green.
So that's a different history we'll talk about in a minute. So a couple other things as we went along. We earned everything we did. And yet, because even though we were poor as church mice, one of the things that we prided ourselves on in the 70s and 80s were we were second due to the world. What does that mean? If there was a large call in Loudoun County, there's a great possibility that one of Hamilton's units would be on the scene. We're centrally located. You don't realize this, where our station is. It's almost equidistant in land miles to go to the top of Blue Ridge Mountains as it is to go to Sterling. In my career, I have been dispatched to every first due in the county and to 7 other counties in Virginia from Hamilton. It's a true story. Okay? Second due to the world. Another thing that we developed was a little bit of a chip on our shoulders early in the game. We used to have a little patch. It was a little black patch. People would wear it on our jumpsuits, which we had. Which, by the way, jumpsuits are not a flattering thing on a man my size, but that's okay. And it had 2 words. Three really, but it was kind of run together. Give a damn. Oh my Lord, sacrilegious going to a church on Sunday morning with a patch on his shoulder said, give a damn. You know what we did? We do. We care. Okay? And that's been a huge thing with our company. We've grown. We have more than $1 million worth of rolling stock. We have defibrillators purchased from the county. Fantastic program. We were one of the first units in the western end of the county to have ALS almost 24 hours a day. At one point we had 7 CTs and 3 STs. If you can imagine that. We're all running out of Hamilton. The Medic 20 program, which was now called Region A, started in Hamilton, Virginia. I was Medic 201. It got confusing. You're not a medic. You don't drive ambulances. Okay, we'll call it CTs. That's how we got our numbers. So I'm 1701. I'm still have that number. Okay. What else has Hamilton done? Have we done any calls? Yeah. Every time there's a major call in the western end of the county, more than one of our vehicles is often there, or one of our command officers. The department has a known heritage for 3 Diener Award recipients in the history of the company. For a little tiny agency that doesn't run 1,000 calls a year, 3 Diener Awards. That's pretty significant. Hall of Fame. Educators. We have people that have taught throughout the region, the county, and the Commonwealth. We have a really proud heritage, and I'm very pleased that you guys asked me to take a minute. If you want to know more, I'll be happy to. The book going around right there was a joint venture in 1983 between Percival Rescue, who had just, I'm not sure about these new people, and us, all squads in the background. This is in front of Loudoun Valley High School in 1982. Sonny, what happened at Loudoun Valley High School on prom? Do you remember?
Stage a accident.
2 fatalities. This is the following fall. Do you remember that, Mary? The following fall, we got together and said, you know what? We're not having this again. We're going to be proactive. We're going to be leaders. We're going to show these kids what we can do and make sure this doesn't happen again. So we staged that wreck in front of Loudoun Valley High School.
I remember that.
The morning before homecoming.
Yeah.
It was grisly. It was awful. Today we would be locked up for child abuse. Okay? This is the kind of company that you have become a part of and continue today. You care. You give a damn. Okay? Let's keep that up for another 4 years. Thank you.